Now, design, description, and inference are three different parts in the field of statistics that you might be asked to identify. To put it simply, design is the plan. How do we gather the data? Description is the data itself, laid out either in a chart or a graph or a table or even in sentence form. And inference is going to be the conclusion. What are we going to infer based off of all the information provided? So here's several examples. We're going to have to identify which part of statistics it's trying to discuss. And one hint here is if you're not sure what it is, start ruling out what it's not. For example, number one, in 2021, a survey asked students their thoughts on learning from home. 80% responded as not learning much, 15% said it was more efficient for them, and 5% did not respond at all. So what do we have here? Well, they didn't tell you how the data was collected, the plan, how we went and got everything. They didn't give any kind of conclusion here. This would be considered the description. They just gave the data. Here it is. Here it is in sentence form. For example, number two, same setup. And then it says to do this, they randomly selected 10 schools in the district and from there selected 50 random students from each school. This would be considered the design process. This is the plan of how to gather the data. They didn't give the description of the actual data itself, nor was any conclusion made here. Let's do another two. Again, in 2021, a survey asked students their thoughts on learning from home. From these results, they concluded the majority are not learning much and they must alter their teaching approaches. So they concluded, which would be some type of inference in this case. You were not told how the data was collected, the plan, and you weren't told about the data itself, just some type of conclusions. This would be the inference part. And then lastly, same setup, 2021, survey asked students their thoughts on learning from home. From this research, they were able to predict who would need additional learning support. Again, you were not told the plan, how it was collected. You're not given the data itself. You're asked to predict. This would be considered inference. You're making some conclusion based off of the research. So there are several examples asking you to identify the differences between design, description, and inference.